Good morning. How's it going? It is an hour into the market open, and so far it's been a pretty quiet day. We had the Fed announcement, we had that big reaction upwards, and then we kind of peaked out. We went nowhere, and as expected, those momentum levels were very high. We gapped back down today, but so far in the day, maybe a very slight downward bias. We're not close to the EMA 8 yet, so there is probably more to go, although I don't know if we'll make it all the way to the EMA 8 today. This could be it. So far, it's been pretty range bound. If we take a look at on an intraday basis, there we go. We can see that there is a slight downward slope to it. We are probably, if we do have a bias, this is probably going to be it to the downside. Gamma levels, we are seeing support or target at 570, which is pretty high up here. That's where I drew this blue line. I don't think that's going to continue. It is the strongest concentration at the moment, but I'm pretty sure that'll get faded. We have probably around 250 million, 260 million at this 570 level, but between 565 to 568, so from 568 down to 565, actually 562, I drew this line also. We have a combined 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, probably about 350 to 400 million. So it's about balanced to slightly favored to the downside, but it's spread across many strikes. That means that we don't know exactly. We don't have a lot of focus yet. What will probably happen is that one of those will start to become a standout. We have quadruple witching today. There's been a lot of options that expired this morning. There's going to be more options that expire this afternoon. $4.5 trillion in total across all four products today. So that's going to create a lot of volatility and uncertainty. Although so far hasn't created a lot of volatility, it has the potential to create a lot of volatility and uncertainty around prices. So we're probably going to wait for the afternoon to get some more clarity. Although right now we are biased to the downside. I also just right before I got on, I got a little news flash that Israel announced that they attacked Lebanon, or they're launching some big attack. So far, I'm not seeing that in the markets, or at the very least, the markets are just not paying attention to it, don't care that much about it. Maybe there's just too much going on with quadruple witching that it's hard to focus on that. We're trying to balance our portfolios independently of that. But normally, if it was going to be big news, we react to it no matter what, even with a lot of options expiring. So far, everything is expected. We were expecting a mean reversion. We've gotten it so far. It doesn't look like it's complete. At the very least, we're going to see if it goes down to the EMA 8. And again, I don't know if that'll happen today. So we'll have the weekend to kind of see what, if anything, develops out of this Israel thing, if any other news comes out, and if that is going to have an effect one way or the other. So today, I would just say it's mostly quiet. It's, if anything, it looks like that there's this downward bias. So might be looking for some opportunities. So for example, this looks like it's recovering here. If it gets to these highs right here, which would be very similar to that VWAP level, that could be a good entry point for a short. And then you can see it's not moving that much though. I would be comfortable taking a short right here and exiting near here, near the 566.5 level or 566 and 75 level if we do get an entry over here. But that's a small play. It's not so far no huge potential developing in the markets. What I did notice, I think, let's take a look at our. Make sure I don't say anything wrong, but SMH, I think, is demonstrating some weakness. Let's take a look. Where's my sort? SMH, yeah. relative weakness. XLB's even more weakness. Defense, you can see, is doing well. Change on the day because so we started out lower and it went back up. You see change on day to day from yesterday to today is not that big, but that means that this big change, we were down 0.5% and then we came back up. So that Israel news may have affected the defense sector, but we're seeing weakness in the SMH. That's not great news for the overall markets. SMH came up, got stopped at the EMA 100 and quarterly VWAP. Now we're back below the MA 50. So that if this becomes a trend and continues, that's going to put a lot of pressure on the QQQ, will put pressure on the SMH, or sorry, SPY. So it does look like that we are going to, at the very least, pull back to the EMA 8. This looks like there's plenty of time, though. This market isn't moving that quickly. So there's plenty of time to get into position. Just remember that this is temporary. We're only looking at the next few days. And after the next few days, we will reevaluate. So I wouldn't be taking really long-term positions right now. I wouldn't panic. I wouldn't go into bear mode. But for now, it looks like we're at the very short term, we are looking like some downward movement. Okay, so well, actually, let's take a quick look at ITA, see what's going on there, and see if there was a reaction to a bit of news. If there was, then it was about 20 minutes ago. So maybe I'm getting my news a little bit late. So again, so far, nothing huge. We'll see how this develops. My feeling is that we're going to continue to have a relatively muted day, so drift downwards throughout the day, and then over the weekend, we'll be able to digest the news and have some sort of reaction on Monday. Okay, so a very mild so far, slight bearish lean to portfolios, just as I talked about yesterday afternoon. That will probably serve us very well. Okay, have a wonderful rest of your day, and I will not see you this afternoon because it's Friday. We're going to be doing a weekly market review instead. Have a wonderful day, have a wonderful weekend, and I'll see you guys on Monday.